Hello. Okay, well today we're going to go through the subject pronoun PowerPoint, which you're going to see before you. That's also on Blended Schools. You should have already done the review PowerPoint to review indirect objects and predicate adjectives and predicate nouns. Okay, well let's take a look at subject pronouns. Well, first of all, our pronouns are I, you, he, she, we, it, they, and who. And if you memorize them, of course, it will make your life easier. Subject pronouns are used as the subject of the sentence, and you should be pretty good at identifying these by now. Jill ran for student council president. She ran for student council president. They can also be used after linking verbs, and we've already talked many times about the predicate nominative. Don't forget nominative. Nominative means naming something. So predicate nominative renames the subject. So after the linking verb comes a subject pronoun. Now don't forget that after direct and indirect objects, well, those follow an action verb, whereas predicate nominatives and predicate adjectives follow the linking verbs. The linking verbs are am, is, are, was, were, be, being, and been. And if you still haven't memorized those, it's not too late. It would really help you out. So the coach of our team is Mr. Core. Is a linking verb. Coach is the subject of our sentence. Of our team is a prepositional phrase. Mr. Core is a noun or pronoun that refers back to coach, comes after the linking verb. So we're going to say the coach of our team is he. Now, what are the subject pronouns? See if you can list them. If not, go back to the first page of the PowerPoint and you can double check. All right, let's move on at this point. So, okay, whoops, sorry about that. Okay, well here are our answers to that if you were able to do that. You can also use a subject pronoun as the subject and after a linking verb. Just keep those two facts in mind. She likes pizza. The thief was he. Now, of course, you can switch that around and say he was the thief. All right, good luck with subject pronouns. Now let's take a look at your other paper right now too. Your practice one. Let's do the first couple together just to make sure you have a good start on this. So the first question is, Marina and I will arrive before 4 o'clock, or Marina and me will arrive before 4 o'clock, or as many of you might come up to me and say, me and Marina will arrive before 4 o'clock. But is me correct? What is the subject of the sentence? Okay, well the subject of the sentence is Marina and either I or me. If we go to our list of subject pronouns, you'll see that I is the subject pronoun. So I is the correct choice in this. Will arrive, these are our verbs, before 4 o'clock is our prepositional phrase. Number two, are Sarah and she singing together in the musical, or is it are Sarah and her singing together in the musical? Don't forget that with questions, you can just simply switch them around and you can say Sarah and she are singing, or Sarah and her are singing. Sarah is the subject of the sentence, and so is the correct pronoun, which is she. Now you can also, when you have these compound subjects, kick the other person out. So get rid of Marina, get rid of Sarah in the first two sentences, and see how the sentence sounds without. You'll use the same pronoun no matter how many compound subjects you have. All right, you're going to be looking for the correct object pronoun in the next one. So let's pop over to the object pronoun PowerPoint and see what we can do with that. All right, here we go with the object pronoun PowerPoint. Now, our object pronouns are me, us, him, her, you, it, them, and whom. And you'll notice that in your world language, you also have subject and object pronouns. Ask your teacher about those. Now, object pronouns are used in three ways. Now, you can use them as a direct object of the sentence, and again, we have this repetition. You can use object pronouns as direct object, indirect object, or object of the preposition. That's where we're headed here. So object pronouns are used as the direct object, which is who or what receives the action. Mom lectured John about being on time. Well, we know that about being on time, those are prepositional phrases. And being is one of our verbals, if you recall. So mom lectured who? Mom lectured John. So we're going to use our object pronoun. If we pop back here, we see that our object pronoun is him. So we'll come back over here. Mom lectured him about being on time. Our second way is as the indirect object. Don't forget that indirect and direct objects both come after action verbs. Also, if you don't have a direct object, you're not going to find an indirect object in the sentence. So those two must go together. You can have a direct object without an indirect, but you can't have an indirect object without a direct object. All right, so the indirect object is for whom or for what the direct object is, the receiver of the action. So the leprechaun granted who or what? A wish. To whom? To Frank. And you'll see also that your indirect object, if it is in the sentence, comes before the direct object. Okay, let's move on to the third way, object of the preposition. Now, you've had prepositions like crazy this year and in past years, so you really ought to know those. Again, if you're struggling with identifying prepositions, go back to Blended Schools, go back to the practices, and learn the list. Listen to the song. Okay, whoops, jumped ahead there, sorry about that. So, object of the preposition is often the last word in the prepositional phrase, and it's going to be a noun or a pronoun also. The panda jumped on Jenny and Tom. Oh my. So Jenny and Tom are objects of the prepositions, nouns or pronouns that are at the end of the prepositional phrase. We can go back to our pronoun, object pronoun list. The panda jumped on them. All right, do your quick review. You can hit the pause button here if you need to. See if you can fill out your note sheet. And we are off to the answers. There we go. Okay, you can again hit the pause button and check your answers. All right, try this trick. Use an object pronoun after an action verb in a prepositional phrase. So Emily likes him. John danced with her. Okay, so the object pronoun comes after the action verb. Emily likes him. You wouldn't say Emily likes he. Okay, and John danced with her, used as an object of the preposition. Okay, so practice one. Let's go back to section 2 of the practice 1 worksheet. Circle the correct object pronoun. Let's you and I eat lunch together, or let's you and me eat lunch together. Okay, so we have let's you and I eat together, let's you and me eat together. Well, we're looking for the object pronoun here. My tip for numbers 2 through 5 is to look for the prepositional phrase, and don't forget that object pronouns are always the ones that are used as the object of the preposition. In your last section, you're going to put it all together and choose the correct subject or object pronoun. So you'll have to refer back to your lists, back to your notes, but that's okay. We're going to continue to do practice on practice 2. So you should be able to work on that a little bit, and we'll be looking over the keys in class, and we'll see how it goes. All right, best of luck. Don't forget, you can always go to Blended Schools and get more practice online. Thanks.